goes this time. Welcome to the Lifting Ugly podcast. Those of you, wherever you may be watching, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or if you're listening, we appreciate you listening as well. This will be uploaded and be available on Spotify, Apple Music, the Amazon platform, I believe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what places we can get it on there. So, without further ado, let me introduce the new co-host of the Lifting Ugly podcast, coming to us from destinations unknown. We have Julia Bird. Say hello to our listening and viewing audience. So,
hello.
It is not a coincidence that we have the last name. For those that may not be aware, Julia is my daughter. So tell people a little bit about yourself, just a basic background about who Julia is.
I'm 20 years old. I powerlift, and I'm getting vacation.
There we go. All right. So that's very basic information. So we want to welcome Julia as the new co-host. So make sure, as always, comment, welcoming her, like all the comments, like the streams, subscribe to the YouTube page or any other platform. All that helps get us out there a little bit better. So that way we can feel like we should and we'll want to continue to do this. Let's see. Let's start with really just going through the promotions. We're always going to promote our friends over at generalleathercraft.com, which is where you can find your Pioneer lifting belts, your Pioneer wrist straps, your knee sleeves, dog collars, wallets, golf head covers. Trying to think what else. You can find anything there. So make sure you go to generalleathercraft.com. I have a belt. I have my wrist straps. I have my knee sleeves through them. We got Julia, her belt through them. Eventually, we'll upgrade her knee sleeves to Pioneer. We'll get her some wrist straps in due time. Mm-hmm. All those things will come. We are also ambassadors of Pioneer Lifting. Why don't you go ahead and do you know what your code is?
No, yes, it's JEWLS for life. WLS.
Okay.
Number four. Life.
Okay. So Jules, not Jewel.
Nope.
Jules for life. Okay. So go to generalleathercraft.com, use code Jules for life to get a little bit of a discount there, and help support Julia on her quest to get more Pioneer gear from our friends there at generalleathercraft.com, Pioneer Lifting. You can follow Julia in her adventures at Julia R. Bird on Instagram. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any other places that you can tell people where you want them to find you, possibly?
My Facebook is Julia Bryce. I think that's it.
Okay. Keeping it simple.
Yep.
Now, the more complicated part, follow the show, myself. It's mostly, it's my stuff. Show stuff will be put on there. Brand stuff will be put on there. So at lifting_ugly on Instagram, search Lifting Ugly on YouTube. Go to, not just on YouTube, anywhere that you listen or watch, just search Lift Ugly, Lifting Ugly. For all the Lifting Ugly gear, I'm wearing a nice little sweatshirt here from Lifting Ugly. I've got my Mike Muir inspired headband that's Lifting Ugly. This is not available on the website, but you can contact me and I can get you one. So have no fear. If you don't see it, I can get it for you. And if you don't know who Mike Muir is, get it together, go research it after the show and go listen to the stuff he puts out, because that's good old classic music right there. So make sure you visit us at liftingugly.com. Also, if you feel so inclined to donate to the show to show support, we will try and get back updated on the Patreon stuff and maybe provide some stuff that if something available if we are able to get prescribers or subscribers. We prescribe you to go to patreon.com. It will be good for your health to go to patreon.com/liftingugly. As we move forward with this podcast, let's see. I found something cool in this. I want to see if it comes through on your end of things. Let's see. You hear that?
Yeah.
We got some cool background music now that's provided by the service that I use in the podcast. So we can try out some different things. I mean, they have Christmas music, New Year's music. I'm not sure exactly what New Year's music is, but we could have some
Is
New
it
Year's
just
music
fireworks?
on there. Let's see what New Year's. Let's crank it up a little bit. I don't see how that inspires the New Year.
I don't understand.
Let's see what they do. Let's see if it's a Mariah Carey for Christmas. Let's go through. We'll go through these. Let's go through these and see what kind of shenanigans this provides for us. Hey, Christmas is over apparently, so they're done playing it.
Oh,
is what I'm guessing.
then why is it an option?
Good question. All right, let's. They have a lot of stuff that's chill. So this is chill. Yeah, just chilling. Here, just chilling.
It kind of sounds like the New Year.
It does sound like the New Year a little bit. If we switch to, let's find some better ones. This is down tempo. There'll be some good ones. They have minimal house. I don't know what the difference. There's minimal house. There's no maximal house. Ugh, I hate house music. It's so
That's
terrible.
terrible.
So, yes, thank you. The house music is terrible. Like the best house music is tolerable at best. That's it. So nothing's coming on the love. Like they have a love channel. And
No
as you
love.
can hear, there's nothing there. So there is no love. Sorry.
No
people.
love.
It has been confirmed that there is no love at all. It's a sad day. All right, let's go back to their version of hip hop background music. And they have this on in the background, provide a little ambient noise for anyone who decides to listen to us. Maybe if it decides to load. All right. So I just wanted to take today to kind of reintroduce the podcast, reintroduce Lifting Ugly, myself and Julia here. So we'll get a little more in depth into Julia, more so than her brief little introduction there at the beginning, which was that she's 20 and she powerlifts. And I think that was all you said pretty much.
Yep.
So Lifting Ugly podcast, what we're going to, our goal this time, what we're going to be shooting for, it'll be the two of us. Julia, one of the things about her is that she just started lifting back in
6 months
June.
ago.
Yeah. So about June-ish time, she started lifting. She dabbled in it a little bit here and there before, but became serious, and we put her on a program about 6 months ago. So we have the newer introduction into the lifting world side. I've been involved for 10, 15, 12, 13 years heavily back in, including stints, or started out with losing weight, moved into the bodybuilding world, pretended to do that for a little bit longer than necessary until I realized that was no longer an option. And then into the powerlifting over the last 5 years-ish that I've been pushing into that. I am older, obviously. I have a 20-year-old daughter that's here with us. So injury and whatnot kind of has plagued certain aspects. We were able to do a meet together last November, which was really fun. So that was the inclusion meet. That was the USPF, which is the organization that we are kind of aligned with here. Let me see if I need to back up here. Yes. So lifting ugly. See, I got on went on a side tangent already. So we have the more experienced / older view of the lifting world and the younger, fresh introduction into the lifting world. So we're going to have those two perspectives as we go through, plus, father-daughter dynamic that we can play off of. We'll have guests that we'll have coming through, different varieties. Some people that you may know from places that you might know. We'll also have people that you don't know that'll just give you some helpful, cool information, some good backstories in their journeys into the lifting world. So like I said, I started out losing weight into bodybuilding, into powerlifting, and then just kind of became involved that way and started lifting ugly 3 years ago. And this podcast has been off and on. We had a good long stint for a while, backed off, tried it again, didn't work so well the second go around. I just wasn't into it. And then we've discussed for a little while getting back into it. And so she kind of wore me down, and we're going to give this a shot again.
Now that I'm here, it's going to be great.
That's right. So now we have bonus that'll make this a little more lively.
Bonus greatness.
Bonus greatness. So I'm going to ask you some questions to help get the background about who you are.
Okay.
A little bit. We're not going to get crazy into it. People don't need to know everything, but basically I'm going to interview you like I would someone that we have on here, so that they kind of have an idea.
Perfect.
So obviously I've been in this for a while. You're my daughter, so you have that introduction, but what was it in your life that made you finally decide that lifting is something you wanted to do?
I was in a car accident in May that, stupid doctors told me I wasn't going to be able to do anything ever. And then once I was told that was wrong and I could do things, I'd always kind of been interested in powerlifting, but not like enough to really get into it. But after that, it put it in perspective that if I wanted to do something, I just needed to go for it. So I really went for powerlifting, and I needed, help taking care of my body, and that helped me do that. So I really just went full steam ahead and was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And that's what got me into it.
And so why was powerlifting intriguing to you?
I just like lifting as heavy as I can. And I really love the community. I really love the community.
Right. And so you were introduced kind of to the community of it, one being around the people here at the gym, which I'm going to backtrack again. I'm out of practice, so we'll get back into this. I'm coming to you from the gym here in Grand Junction, Colorado, Industry Strength. We were previously Monument Fitness. So Julia she came around and was around the power lifters in the world at both gyms. And so she got to see kind of the dynamic of the people who do power lift, as well as last March. You helped in March, right, with our mock meet?
Yes. Yeah.
So she got to see kind of a general introduction into kind of how a powerlifting meet goes, by helping us with a mock meet, just kind of something fun for the people in the gym to be able to do. And then we did our actual USPF meet that you helped work the door and everything for last June, when we did the West Coast Summer Showdown.
Yes, it was so much fun.
Yep. So small event, she got to see and kind of witness that and actually see kind of how those events go. And then obviously that's shortly after that is when you decided that you were going to just kind of go full steam into it.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's see. So July, August, September. So 5 months, 4.5 months later,
Mm-hmm.
you do your first meet. So, I mean, which is ridiculous in the grand scheme of things because people will train a long time before they do their first meet.
Yeah.
So 4.5 months after you started, you decided, well, you did your first meet. You decided before 4.5 months to do the meet,
Yes.
but you do your first meet 4.5 months later. Do you have your numbers memorized?
I have my deadlift my deadlift was 314.5.
Okay.
My squat was 245 point something. And my bench was, I have no idea. Wasn't impressive enough for me to remember.
It was, I'm thinking it was like 128 or 129.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So something in there. Just a hair under the 245, goal that we initially set for ourselves to be able to get that 135. So right there, ready to do it. So 4.5 months after, you have a total. Let's see, your total would have been
700 even.
Yeah, that's right. It was right at 700.
Yeah.
Which is a great total for a first meet in general, as a woman. And so it's very fun to be a part of, very fun to see you be able to push and take, again, from thinking that you're never going to be able, like in 20 years you're not going to be able to walk, is basically what you were told.
Yep.
To basically telling all them that they're full of crap,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to lift this anyway. And so here's almost 315 on my deadlift. Basically could have been 315, might as well have been 315.
Yes. Yeah.
Almost 135 on the bench and 2.5 on your squat. I mean, that's very impressive to go from one extreme to the other. You have a somewhat athletic background.
Yes.
Okay, so what are some things athletically that you have done?
I competitively swam for what, 10 years? 8 years?
I think about 8 years, yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
went to
7 or 8 years, yeah.
Yeah. I went to a state competition when I was 8 years old and placed, which was really impressive for 8. Uh, and then I stopped doing that. I tried to do track and broke my pelvis, so that wasn't for me. And then as much as people don't want to say it's a sport, I did do marching band. It takes a lot of work.
Well,
I worked out my body more than doing that than maybe anything else.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up, because if you didn't bring it up, I was gonna bring it up and say that you did do marching band for 3 years, right?
Yes, yeah.
Which is it is a physically, I mean, all you got to do, just YouTube search marching bands. You'll see how physically taxing being in a marching band can be when you're doing all the configurations and you're walking and playing an instrument and moving.
You're
back
holding a 20-pound instrument the whole time. Like,
right. So there is more. I'm just going to say there's more sport to that than there is to cheerleading, I would say.
I agree.
So if there's any cheerleaders that listen to this that have a problem with that, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know, and we'll go over that. And anyone who has any comments, go ahead and leave any comments you have. We'd love to address all of them as we go forth and just kind of be a little more interactive. When we do live events, these live ones, you can always comment live if you're on live. And if it's worthwhile, we'll address it then. If not, we'll ignore it. And that's just kind of the way it goes. We'll do some live, we'll do some recorded and released. See, again, I'm out of practice, so I have to go backtrack a little bit. We're gonna be doing these every other week. So we have one this week. We'll release another one in 2 weeks. It won't be live; it'll be recorded and released, but it'll be just as fun, just the same. So, all right. So back to Julia. Julia's done her first meet. You're getting ready for your second meet.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Second meet being on May the 4th
Star
this
Wars Day.
year, Star Wars Day in Grand Junction, Colorado, is Bar Wars, presented by in partnership with Lifting Ugly, as well as Industry Strength Gym. We are bringing you Bar Wars. Now, one more promotion, because we do have one sponsor that signed on already, and that's our Skull Smash Ammonia. So make sure you go visit skullsmash.com to get all your ammonia. They have all different scents. I want to call them flavors, but
Don't eat
taste.
them.
Yeah, don't eat it. It's not going to
Don't
taste
eat it.
good. It'll taste like eating a litter box. So it's not going to be pleasant. So they have all sorts of scents. They have their original. They have mint. They have cinnamon. They have whiskey. They have their 420 blend if you want that smell. They have all kinds of different ones. They have a double barrel one where like you can go in both nostrils if you're that hardcore. They even released a 1 pound tub of ammonia. So
because everyone needs that.
People really I like ammonia for certain things. Some people, they do it a lot. And so the 1 pound tub would be great for them. Yeah, go visit Skull Smash. They're going to send some prizes for the competitors, as well as we will have Skull Smash ammonia available for the competitors at the meet. Bar Wars, May the 4th. Make sure you sign up, liftingcast.com. Find it on May the 4th. Sign up, be a part of it. Julia will be there. We have Adrian Vargas from the gym. He signed up already, and so he's ready to go. So don't miss out. It'll be a good time. Right? You froze a little. Come back. Almost. Come on. You can do it. Oh, there you are. Okay. Are you back? Almost. Okay. Well, we try and get this figure. So Julia has pulled over. She's traveling right now, and pulled over to co-host this podcast. So, okay, it looks like the video's now working again.
Okay.
She's halfway outside. We're almost done anyway, so it won't be too bad. Look how beautiful that scenery is.
It is really pretty.
Snow on the ground, mountains behind you. It's much better than my blurry background that I have here that kind of just I can disappear and look like a ghost in. All right, so everyone make sure that you like and comment on this video. Show your appreciation for Julia coming on board and helping and be a co-host with this. She is adding some new excitement to the podcast that I just kind of let things go at the end. It got monotonous and I didn't feel it. So she's brought that back. So make sure you comment and show the appreciation for that. We'll keep coming through. We're going to have, like I said, we're going to have guests that will give their stories and how they got into lifting, what lifting's done for them. We'll have people on that help, whether it's with gear, lifting gear is what I'm talking. We're not going to get that crazy into it and have people on with talking about other gear. People that will help with recovery and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to have a wide range of guests on. It won't be every week. And we will also be covering topics as far as lifting goes, whether it be certain movements, variations, just anything. We'll have all kinds of stuff like that. We are also bringing back, which we will do real quick, our white lights, red lights. We're going to do it in different ways. So this week, how we're going to do this, and you know what I noticed? The music never came back on.
No, it didn't.
That's just terrible. Apparently, it only lasts for so long. And
then you have to replay.
There we go. We're in it. All right, white lights, red lights. For anyone who doesn't know that much about powerlifting, you don't have to. We're not just going to strictly stick with powerlifting and everything we talk about. A lot of it will just be good information. But anyway, in the sport of powerlifting, I'm going to call it a sport. I'm going to go out on a limb. Sport of powerlifting. when you have a successful lift, you have 3 judges that are watching. Successful lift can be 3 white lights, means that all judges agree it was a good lift. 2 white lights is still a successful lift, but it means that 1 didn't think that you completed the lift properly. 2 red lights, no good. 3 red lights, completely no good. So that's how we're going to do it. So we're going to have different categories, and 3 white lights is great. 2 white lights is good. 2 red lights is I'm not a big fan, and 3 red lights is just not at all. So we're gonna keep it easy to start this week. Okay, so we're gonna take the 3 main powerlifting movements. We have our squat, we have our bench, we have our deadlift. Pick one that gets 3 white lights, one that gets 2 white lights, and one that gets, we'll say, 2 red lights, because we don't hate any of them. Let's be fair. They all pretty good in their own way.
They're all pretty amazing.
So, what is your 3 white light lift?
Deadlifts, for sure.
And why is deadlift your 3 white light?
Probably just because it's the heaviest I can lift.
That is a good reason. I think that's why it stems to it. It is part of why I might give it 3 white lights as well, is because when you can lift that heavy on of any weight, whatever the heaviest you're lifting on a deadlift, it's heavy because it's heavy for you. That's all that matters. What I deadlift, what you deadlift, what the next person deadlifts, doesn't matter. Your heavy deadlift is a heavy deadlift, regardless.
And it feels so good.
And it feels great to pull that heavy weight, especially when it's weight that you really haven't lifted before. So I think a lot of people agree 3 white lights would go to deadlift. All right, 2 white lights.
Squats.
Reason being, why does it take number 2?
Well, as a swimmer, I worked out legs a lot, so it was really easy to really get into squats and feel comfortable with it.
And why does it not beat out deadlifts?
Because of the pain. I feel like the soreness is much worse after a squat.
Okay, that's fair enough. So obviously then your 2 red lights is going to be your bench.
Yeah.
Is that because it's the lightest? Because you feel like it's your worst?
No, for me, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of bench. I've been getting better with it. Like, I like it more, and I actually get excited for my bench days. But it's just not, I don't know.
It's just not.
I feel like my bench specifically is very light.
Well, yeah, a lot of people feel, especially women, just because the physiological makeup
just
doesn't usually it's much harder for women to gain on their bench, and so most women I've ever trained get a little frustrated by their bench not increasing, because you can see the weenie guy next to you that's benching as much, if not more, and it's like, what is happening? And so
why can he do more? Yeah.
But that's okay, because he can't deadlift as much, he can't squat as much, so don't sweat it.
That's true.
All right, so my personal, let's see, I go back and forth as I thought about this between deadlifts and bench as my number 1, and I'll give them the 1-2. We can interchange them either way. Deadlifts, because obviously lifting a super heavy amount of weight is a lot of fun. I've gotten knocked down since I have a bad hip. I can have misfiring to where my deadlift doesn't work, and then that's very frustrating. The bench could possibly take number 1, just because even with all my shoulder problems, I can still push a decent bench even when things are in pain. So that's kind of where my best lift is, and my most consistent. And similar reason as you, squats would be my 2 red. I love doing squats. I wish I could do more weight, my body just will only allow me to do so much without going into a complete pain.
Yeah.
So it's a pain in the ass. So anyone out there, go ahead and leave a comment on those 3 lifts. Give us your 3 white lights, 2 white lights, 2 red lights on what you believe as far as your squat, bench, deadlift. What's your favorite? What's second? What's third? Leave those comments, like everything. Again, make sure you go visit our friends from Pioneer Lifting at generalleathercraft.com. Get all your lifting gear there, as much as they have available. Buy it all from them. Not just because, I mean, the main reason being their stuff is high quality. The people there are great. They help out. They're all about the lifters and giving back to the people that give to them. Which is what we try and do, lifting ugly wise, industry strength wise. And for the USPF organization, that's what we try to do is make sure that the lifters are appreciated, give back to those that give to us. Julia Bird here. You can go visit her, follow her journey at Julia R. Bird on Instagram, or search Julia Bryce on Facebook. You can follow me, the show, and everything else at lifting_ugly on Instagram, lifting ugly on Facebook. Twitch is Lifting Ugly, YouTube Lifting Ugly. Just if there's a platform, search Lifting Ugly, you can find us there. Go to liftingugly.com. You can find all the Lifting Ugly gear that we have available there. Some things may not be available there. You can always contact me, or if you see a design on a sweatshirt but you want it on a t-shirt, let me know. I can make that happen for you. So go to liftingugly.com, check everything out. Make sure you get your gear there. If you want to support, help us build that Patreon so that we can do special Patreon events, go to patreon.com/liftingugly. And make sure you I want to do this again. Let's do your Lifting Ugly faces of the week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun when I can get people to jump on this. So submit your best face during your lifts. And I mean, Lifting Ugly is all about not caring about what you look like when you lift. It's about that just ugly, nasty face as you're pushing, pulling, just grinding out. So take that snapshot, send it to me on the Instagram, Lifting Ugly or lifting_ugly. And let's see who wins that Lifting Ugly face of the week. We start getting those in. I'll start having prizes for the winners of those. Thank you, Julia, for joining us.
Thank you.
In 2 weeks, we'll be back. Both of us will be back. We'll have a guest on the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen.
I won't be in my car.
She won't be in her car, most likely. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here. This will be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I don't even know where. I forgot. They redesigned this platform, so I'm learning, trying to learn everything. So thanks again, everyone. We'll have intro as we come in next week, but we do have outro, and we're out. See ya.